Hey, welcome to another Chin-Wag. It's good to be back with you. I took a week off from recording these to work on my new book, and I'm going to be releasing details about that book this week, both on my website, here on Facebook, and so I hope you're excited about it. It's also a pleasure to be a part of the Sanctuary International Matrix. That is that video that you saw just before we got started here, and with Pastor Bob Beeman and a few others. It's really been going to be a joy to partner with them and to bring you some of the greatest podcasting on the internet that there is. I love Pastor Bob. He's kind of a mentor to me and a great friend. We've had him speak at Radiant Fellowship, where I'm the pastor, a number of times, and so I think you're going to get to like him through the internet as well, and he loves to stay in touch with people, as I do too. One of the topics that I was writing about in my new book that is just something I used to be all about, and now I'm not so sure about anymore, and that is building programs and capital campaigns and things like this. I just this morning I got a piece of mail that asked people to adopt a mortgage. I've never heard that phrase before. This church has been wanting to build and is building, and one of those things where the leadership's made its mind up and they're going with it, and now they want their people to adopt a mortgage, and it says what amount do you want to give, and then in what increments, and it says if you don't give, please consider giving. Then it said in quotes, remember the widow's mite from the scripture story. I just don't get these things. Don't get me wrong, I think it's okay for a church to meet in a building. But some of the things that churches are doing are just overwhelmingly almost embarrassing. Might even make King Solomon blush with the programs we're going into. I saw one church that is spending $250,000 alone on a sidewalk going up to the church. Does that just seem like a no-brainer that this is not a good idea? $250,000 when there's people in the church, especially in today's economy, that are struggling with making their mortgage, making payments, and boy, what a year of jubilee that could be for people in that church if they took that $250,000 and helped pay down things for people in that church. What a cool thing! This leads me to my point: is that I think we as churches, we as ministries, need to be careful that we don't set physical goals, but rather ministry goals. Statistically, if a pastor of a church can even survive the building process, then what happens is usually within about 2 years they're resigning. This is according to a Barna poll and a Gallup poll. Usually they end up resigning, and so what happens is you'll see these churches, they go from building program to building program. Okay, and the reason why is because when you enter a building program, and I've been a part of a church that did it, there's excitement in the air. There's a hope in the air, and so they're building these things off of a physical goal. And so what happens is, like this one church, they want you to adopt the mortgage, and so that way they can have it all paid off by their anniversary party. And it's just one of those things, like, once they get to that goal, they celebrate it, and they don't know what else to do, so they go into another building project, and on they go, and they keep celebrating these goals, and this is the life, this is the passion, the drive behind the church. I think we need to, and we ought to do, and we do at our church, we set ministry goals. Now, ministry goals is that you are doing ministry. You're helping people. We've raised money before, and what we did is we spent it on people. We spent it on putting a new roof over a widow's house whose husband committed suicide and is raising a lot of kids on her own. We took the money, and we have a lady in our church that had a lady in our church who had cancer, and we took over her car payments for a year without her knowing. We just surprised her and said, we're taking over your car payments for the year because you're going to be going through chemo and all these things, and that's the last thing you need to worry about. Those are ministry goals. Those are the things that excite me. Those are the things that, you don't have to worry about a big project, a big physical goal. And I think that's what the church ought to do, is work on ministry goals and not physical goals. I'll close with this. I remember watching a video once, and the pastor of the church in a bigger city near us, he said, we're building the church. We're doing this $2 million project in order to do more ministry to those in our neighborhood. What do you think? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, or email me info@that'snotmygod.com. Talk to you soon.